YouTube. I haven't been on YouTube in a long time. Oh, I got something I wanted to say. I really don't know quite how to say it, but I'm just going to say to everybody who goes to the Philippines and look for a wife. You know, the Bible says, I think it's in Mark, it says, from the beginning, the Creator made male and female. He took the woman from the man. And he said, for this reason, man gonna leave his family, his mother and father, and cling to his wife. And they will be one flesh. It used to be like that. It ain't like that no more. It's all about the money. It used to be all a man had to do was bring home meat and potatoes and put a roof over his wife's head, and she would be loyal. And even if something happened to where the man couldn't do this, but he always did the best of his ability, the wife would still honor the husband. But just like in what Genesis said, the man is going to cling to the wife. I didn't see where it said the wife going to cling to the man. Because it's not going like that these days. It's all about the money for a lot of them. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. I would even say most of them. So a lot of guys go over to the Philippines, they divorced, they looking for love and things like this. I remember watching a YouTube video about a drug addict talking about heroin and other drugs, saying it's something like the feeling of love. They had to have it. They're addicted to it. You know, it's more the feeling that the drug gives them, heroin and other drugs, is more powerful than love. They're addicted. You have to have it. And whether you know it or not, your brain is not only can you be addicted to heroin and get something more powerful than love, but your brain is addicted to love, whether you know it or not. If you think about it, everybody needs love from somewhere at some time. You have to have it. I remember on the 50 Cent movie, Get Rich or Die Trying, old boy said, love will get you killed. And that's true. A lot of people travel over to the Philippines and get killed looking for love. Love will get you killed. Love will have you broke too. A lot of men sell everything they got and go to these foreign countries, Africa and Asia, for these women looking for their female. The Bible say the Father made male and female. They go to these foreign countries looking for their other half, their female to cling to. And that ain't on her mind. It may seem like this on her mind while she's in her country, but as soon as you bring her here and she see all those sugar plums, not all but some, visions of sugar plums get to dancing in her head. And you're going to find one thing about it: when you bring your significant other out of their impoverished situation, see, they need you while they're in that impoverished situation. But soon as you bring them out of that impoverished situation, you're going to find out whether or not they are loyal to you. You're going to find out. When you bring them out of that impoverished situation, You're going to find out. And they might, when they get out of that impoverished situation, they may seem loyal for a while until they see the other friends got money. And the other friends got husbands with money. And here you is, you done sold you have given more to the woman that you brought out of that foreign country than the rich people gave to their wife, because you have gave everything you have and sold everything you had to have pity on your significant other in that foreign country to bring them out. You have gave everything you have and just about your soul, or you may have almost gave just about everything you have to bring that person out of that impoverished situation. And they forget about how impoverished they was. You know, on Christmas time, I remember one of my exes, I bought a heated blanket for Christmas. I gave my last dollar to buy that heated blanket. And I got beef. Oh, that's all you had to give? I gave more than she gave. Because I spent my last dollar. She didn't spend her last dollar to try to make her happy. You know, back in the day, I heard guys back in the day during the Depression, and when the minority couldn't get really good jobs, they would give their wife their whole check. They didn't make much, but they give their wife their whole check. And I heard one person say that was gain. That shows they love when you give your last $20 to your wife. She maybe can go get a rich person, but the rich person he's not giving his last. He's just giving a little bit of what he have. You showing love when you sell your house and your belongings and you run up your credit card to make your significant other happy and bring them out of a bad situation. A rich person, it's just chump change. They not giving much. It's not hurting them. They may even care less if you broke. They got women a dime a dozen. I remember something in the Bible where this lady, she had, I may be misquoting what she had, but an angel came into her place and she gave her last bit, I think it was flour and oil, to this angel. I think it was an angel. It was somebody came in her house. It was an angel or a prophet. I'm just going off the top of my head, but I remember the story. It was her and her child in that house. She gave her last bit of food she had to whoever came in that house. And then she prepared to die. She told them, well, we're going to die after this because we ain't got nothing else. When she did that, whoever that was in that house blessed her, put a miracle on her, whether it was an angel or a blessed prophet, made sure she had unlimited supply of food because she gave her last. I remember a story about a child in Texas. There are some flowers, some bluish purple flowers that pop up along the highway in Texas, along any highway, I-20 or 35. People go and take pictures in these flowers all the time because they pretty. I've heard of people seeing snakes in those flowers, but people like to go take pictures in those little wildflowers. They pretty wildflowers. either because they're pretty, or I've heard the story. They said there is a story. I heard there's a story about a child way back in the day. How far back, I don't know. Probably was back in the horse and buggy days or the Indian days. The people needed rain. They was wishing for rain. And this child had a doll. Only thing this child had, her most precious doll. She took that doll up on the hill and she gave that doll to the Creator. She talked to the Creator and laid her doll down. The last thing she had, and because she did that, when she went back up, there was blue flowers everywhere. Those blue purpose flowers was everywhere. My vocabulary ain't good sometimes because I don't talk to a lot of people that time and I don't read a lot of books, but that's the myth or the saying that they have that I've heard in Texas, to where those blue flowers come from. When that girl made her sacrifice, I don't know whether the doll was blue or not, but when she made that sacrifice, blue flowers was all on that hill. And for then after, when springtime come, those blue flowers grow up, people take pictures, and they had plenty of rain because of that sacrifice. She gave the last she had. If I got $100 and I give a quarter, I ain't did that much. I ain't really sacrificed nothing. But if I got $100, my last, and I give 80, or if I give all, and I have to bust open a credit card to pay my bills and hustle and tussle because I'm trying to help somebody else, I have had compassion. You have had compassion on this person. If you have sold your house for somebody to make sure that they taken care of, some people go to the Philippines, they sell everything they have for a little Filipino lady or an African lady or Indian or Chinese lady. They sell everything they have for that person. And they don't know it's not appreciated until it's all gone. What they did is not appreciated. There's no compassion whatsoever for these people who go to the Philippines. They sell their house and they got nothing left. And they go home broke. Or they might be even stuck in the Philippines. And you sell your house and you build a house in the Philippines, and you knowing that you can't own property in the Philippines and it's going to belong to this lady who you building to stay in there. As soon as you through billing it, they tell you to leave. Don't come back or I'll kill you. No compassion at all. All that money. You know, no empathy. What you call that, a sociopath? Or a narcissist, or what? A psychopath. Somebody who has no empathy and no feelings. Now, I always said, you know, I consider myself a pretty honest person. But let me tell you, I'm a fat person. My stomach ain't been a grumbling in a long time. Many years since I was a child. But let me tell you, if my stomach tell me too many times, one time too many that I need something to eat, I'm going to get me I don't know what's going to happen. But if I ain't got no money, I'm liable to do a 5-finger discount, you know, to get me something to eat. You know what I mean? Now, I can kind of understand that. Now, if you know somebody done sold their house and gonna spend all that money on you, if you got any kind of empathy and compassion, but you still want to be a thief, okay, folks, I got interrupted in that video, but If somebody, you know, you got somebody head over heels for you, you broke, you poor. Somebody want to help you, I don't blame you. I'd take it. But if I didn't care for somebody, and I know I wasn't going to stay with somebody, I wouldn't let them spend their last on me. You know, that's just a person that's got no feelings, or they just enjoy hurting someone. Or some people might say, that's they call that the survival of the fittest, you know, that's the alphas and the betas or whatever, you know. It's not that simple. You know, we're not in the jungle and in the wild. I mean, we're human beings. We're not animals, you know. That's animals. Animals do that. Animals treat each other better than that. I mean, you know, hell, if you know you don't love somebody, but you broke and you need some food, and you sexy, and you gonna fool him into getting some money, hell, don't let the man spend all his money. Don't take everything the man got. You know, and it's not just women, the men do it too. They doing it heavy over there in Africa. They getting these white women's over here from Africa. They not just the white women's, anybody who will listen, you know, I've seen the TV show. They getting them too. No compassion. So to you women who getting fooled by these men, and these men who getting fooled by these women, when you looking for that addictive drug called love, save some reserved for yourself for a rainy day. You know, don't give your whole soul out to somebody, you know. You know, when you marry somebody, you know, I've seen a lot. These women, they come over here. You know, they come over here. You bring a person from an impoverished country, you bring them over here, and then they forget where they came from. They forget how poor they was. All of a sudden, they think they rich. No, you're not rich. Your husband is rich. Stay humble. Be humble. I don't understand that. You might not even have a job, but because your spouse got a good job, you think you're rich now. No, you're not. Your spouse is rich. Be humble. I have never forgotten where I came from. And I never will. Hell, maybe because I'm still broke. I'm still broke. These women that got me. These women been getting me. I ain't learned my lesson yet. Yeah. Me and my wife, we doing pretty good. You know I'm a handful, and sometimes she is too. I don't know who's the worst, but she seems to love me and care for me. She's still with me. You know, she's younger than I am. She's a lot prettier than I am. She's hanging in there. So yeah, a lot of them, they come over here. They got lots of money from their spouse. They broke, they ain't got nothing, but all of a sudden they bougie. And you know, they winning. But there ain't nothing wrong with that. A lot of them are loyal, really loyal. But some of them aren't. I heard of a guy. He brought his Filipino wife over here. She asked him, is it okay if he have a sugar daddy? He tell her, no, you can't have no sugar daddy. So she packed her bags and left. I'm guessing, I don't know, maybe this guy was poor and this other guy, this sugar daddy, had some sugar, some money, so she left. She trying to make a come up. She done left the Philippines. This guy is broke. You know, she done forgot the sacrifices that he made to get her here. You know, he probably run up his credit cards. And so she done went with this sugar daddy. So he ain't lost nothing. Because the sugar daddy could be playing her too. Because a lot of sugar daddies ain't really got no sugar. They fooling the woman. A lot of men see an ungrateful woman. I've had it happen to me. I think it happened to me twice. A woman I was dating thought the grass was greener with some other guy who had a lot of muscles. He got her, got what he wanted and dumped her. She was ungrateful from me because I was just doing a 9 to 5. You know, this other guy had all these muscles, probably had money. You know, he just did what he wanted and got rid of her. He probably called himself doing me a favor because he knew how she was treating me. So he took her from me and made her fall in love. And then she told me she wanted to get a divorce. And so that's what she did. So he took her from me. So he did me a favor to get me, because I didn't know she was cheating, but he did. So he made her fall in love and tell me that she wanted her to get rid of me. So, and that's what happened. So he did me a favor. So you know, it seems that I know men do it too, you know, men play women too, but I mean, it seems like women play men a lot more. 90% more. They just look at us as, you know, the same way as a drug dealer look at a crack fiend. Just a means to some money. Because a woman, I think a woman, when a man looks at a woman and a woman sees a man looking at her, she's looking at him, oh, she feels like she a piece of heroin or a crack or something, and the man got to have her. And she know he gonna do anything to get her. Spend all his little money, you know. A man wants to take care of his spouse, his significant other, his wife. That's what you're supposed to do. But don't give everything you got for no female. Because if you have to give everything if she's not happy, unless you keep whining and dining, guess what? When all the money's gone, she gonna be gone. And you ain't have nothing anyway. Let her go get her money. And you can rest in peace. You know? That's all I got to say on that. Everybody have a blessed day out there. I'll holler at y'all later.